Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, so we are here. Check this link also, guys. Okay, there is the Terraform which is there, which is see here. A free link is there. You can study from here as well. Click on this. If you like it, you can purchase the whole thing as well. Okay, but then yeah, this is very cheap. But click this link. It is free, and share it with your friends as well. Okay, this one. Now let us do the exercise. Which exercise? The Maven class, right? The Maven second project. I hope you already know how to create Tomcat server, how to do all those things, how to do git clone and git commands and other things. So Maven is what? If you go to the, I will just do a quick recap. Maven is nothing but a build tool. What is the task of a build tool? There will be multiple, suppose source code files are there like Java files, and there will be a controller file like POM file, which is called project object model file. This project object file and these files, okay, Cache logged out. Anyway, so this project object model file and this Java files, when it is coming to this particular engine, which is Maven engine, what it is giving? It is giving you the var file. So think like this. These are, see this diagram. Think like there are some developers who will write the Java files, the source code, maybe product.java, order.java, payment.java. All these Java files, when they write, they will copy the code to the GitHub. Once they copy the code to the GitHub, the build phase will come into picture. What this build phase will do? Build phase will copy the source code to the build server, validate it, compile it, package it, and then deploy it. Okay, so what it will do? It will validate, compile, package, and then finally it will deploy. Where it will deploy? To the server. Okay, so what is validate? It will check the syntax and other things. What is compile? Compile means it will change the source code to bytecode. Okay, what it will do? Source code to bytecode. It will do. What is source code? Nothing but this particular Java files. And then it will package it and then deploy. Okay. So the second project says that the deployment process of Maven. Now, how will you clone? It is that whole deployment process with the help of Maven. So think a scenario where you have only one server, okay, which is this Tomcat server. Think a scenario where you have only one Tomcat server where you have to deploy the code. And there are some customers who will be coming and seeing this piece of code. Okay, something like this. Now, how will you deploy the code here? Okay. So a few minutes back, I was actually showing to the other people. So this is one URL, think like that. This is my Tomcat URL, a website, think like that. This website is showing you this particular piece of code. So obviously this website is running in some server. The server IP is this. The server port is this. And this is the context part, right? Now here, these are the two servers where this is a Maven server and this is a Tomcat server. If you see this is a Maven server and this is a Tomcat server, right? So customers will come to the Tomcat server. Maven server is going to assemble the product and then it is going to ship it here. So think like it is a manufacturing unit of a car. So these people, developers, will be manufacturing the small parts of car. Then it will be pushing to the GitHub repo, which is nothing but a remote go down. And from this remote go down, somebody will pull it, build it. Build means assemble it. Your main car will be created, like the final product will be created. That final product will be shipped or deployed to this Tomcat server, where your customers will come and visit. right? This is your simple example. So this is what the project is. The second project is this. So we'll be doing the second project. Is this second project clear to everyone before we start? What is this? Everyone clear with this second project, Akash and Riza?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Will you be doing this project in your day-to-day life? No. Tell your interview. Why are we doing then? If we will not be doing this thing, we are doing this thing because we have to do this particular project, which is our major project, first foundation project. This project, if we have to do, okay, we need to understand the pain. Like before this automated project, what was the case? So that is what we are doing now. So before this Jenkins were there into market, we used to do like this. The developers will push the code to GitHub. GitHub will clone the code, will pull the code by running git pull, and then we will deploy it to this. It's a very easy project. Just that you should know how to build Tomcat server, how to build a Maven server, how to clone the GitHub repo. If you know all these things, then pretty easy. So your task will be to create these two servers. I hope you already know these two servers, how to create. Maven, you already done first project, so you already know how to create Maven and other things. The first project you already know. The Tomcat, you already have this document, or the C.5 is there from our exercise. You already know how to create Tomcat server. I'll start now these two servers. So let us wait. It is starting up. We'll wait for some time. Started, right? Now, once this server is started, my Maven is nothing but that build server, right? The build server. We call it as a build server. Build server. Right? And Tomcat is nothing but that application server. App server. Now, where is my source code? In this GitHub repo. Where is the GitHub repo? This is the GitHub repo. Copy this GitHub repo. This is my GitHub repo, where my source code is there. Okay. Now, as a developer, we can push the things to GitHub repo. I hope you already know how to push it, how to do git add, git commit, git push. I'm not showing this. Using Visual Studio, you can do that. Okay. Now, what we will be doing, let me show you. Okay. Visual Studio, I don't have Visual Studio. Leave it. Yesterday I deleted that. Anyway, so you can push that. Maybe I can use git bash. Yeah, git bash is there. Yeah, let me do git clone and then this. Okay, I clone this. I clone this particular repo in my local. Okay. So this is my repo. Suppose this is my source file. I'll go to main. I'll go to web app. I have index.jsp. So what my developer will do, developer will change the piece of code, right? Maybe developer will go and change this welcome to TVS group. We'll change this TVS to, when we gave training to TVS, which is that bike company in India, we created this. We will change this to LWP. and then we'll save. Done. Now we will do git status. This is modified. We will do git add dot, which will add it to the staging area. We'll do git status again. Then we will do git commit dot -m, and then we'll save it. What we will save? Save it like index.jsp created or updated. Done. Now we will do git push. Where we will push? To the master. Git push origin master, or we can just write git push. Once you run git push, it is going to push. Okay. Done. This is updated now. If you refresh it, now you see just now it updated. This index.jsp, this file is updated. It was previously TVS, now it is LWP labs. So very good. It is updated. Now what is my task? So these two tasks is done. My developer has committed this here. Till this clear, this pink part is clear to everyone?
Yes.
Now, what we will do, this build server, in the build server, you as a DevOps engineer will log in. So let us log into that server. Diagram should be clear to all of you. So we will log into the build server, copy this Maven, and let us log in. P. Okay. I will load the profile, change the IP, accept, and I'm able to log in. I will switch to root. I will set the profile to Maven. The prompt to Maven. So this is my Maven server. My Maven is installed here. Let's see. Yes, installed. Now what I have to do? I have to clone this piece of code from GitHub repo to here. How will I clone? What is the command? Tell me, guys. What is the command? Git clone and then the repo name. Is it clear? Code this particular piece of. I'll go and once I clone, now it is cloned. Now you see I have this. Okay. If this folder is already there, you can do git pull also. Pull will do what? It will update. If there is any new file change, it will update it, which is good. For this project, right, we don't need this many files. Okay. For now, what we will do, we will delete it. Jenkins, not required. For other projects, this is required. For this project, it is not required. So we have these 2-3 files. Okay, this is only required. For Maven, only 2 files are required. Source, this is source folder, and the pom.xml is required for Maven. So which is there. Now what is your task? You need to update the pom.xml. Okay, you need to update this pom.xml with the Tomcat server location. This is my Tomcat server. So for Tomcat server, these both servers are in same VPC. So what I will do, I will not use public IP because they are in same VPC. If you and your wife are in same room, same home, why will you go outside and then come inside to meet your wife? No, right? We will talk to them by going from inside to inside. So that is why you will copy this private IP. Okay, and you will see here there is something called here localhost. You will change this localhost to this private IP. Why we are changing this localhost here? Let's see now first. When you open the pom.xml, you know that there is something called this. These are the things which are very important. Okay, this artifact ID, version, and other things. Now, to to deploy the code from here to here, there is something called plugin. Maven plugin you have to use. So you can tell in your interview that if they ask you how did you deploy it from Maven to Tomcat, you will say I used a plugin called Tomcat plugin. Okay. So what are you doing? You are using a plugin which is called Tomcat 7 Maven plugin. Now don't ask me why it is Tomcat 7, why not Tomcat 8. It is the name like this only. So we will be using this Tomcat 7 Maven plugin. This plugin is a Maven plugin which is being used, right? Now this whole setting will be done by the developers and they will give you the pom.xml, because pom.xml is not a task of a DevOps engineer. Whose task it is? Their task. DevOps developers. Now what is your task here? Because developers will not know the URL. They will know URL or they might not know. You have to check and update it. They will not know, for sure they will not know the password. Okay, so they will give here star. What you have to do, you have to give the Tomcat password. So we know the Tomcat password is admin, right? How we will get to know that? You can go to the Tomcat and Tomcat users.xml, you will get this admin. So update these things. And this is the URL, right? Now what is your task? This thing should be updated. Now see the Maven document. If you go to the second project, you can run this command and generate a fresh WAR file. Or what you can do, you can use the same git clone. If you use this one, it will create a fresh file where you have to go and update all these things. That is why what I am saying, don't run this, use git clone. And all these things will be already up to date here. You see here, final name is already there. Then I am asking you to update the plugin, which is already here, updated. Okay. Then there is some resources and all these things, which is nothing but not your task, but a developer's task. They will do it. For you, this is like Hebrew. You just need to think that, okay, I have to go and change the URL. I have to change the password. Don't try to learn everything. Okay. Anyway, DevOps engineers have so many tools to learn. But again, if you just learn something unnecessarily, that is like waste of time. You should know that, okay, this is my task, this is the developer's task. Developer's task is to update this pom.xml. Your task as a DevOps engineer is to check this URL, if this is a correct URL or not. That means if it is a development server, development URL should be there. If it is a production URL, it will be production URL should be there. Okay, so correct URL should be there and password should be correct. That is it. Once this is all done, your task is to just run this Maven clean package and these two commands. Okay, your task is to just run clean package and deploy. So what are you doing? You are doing the same thing. First you save it. Okay, and then you will run from here what this command. Clean package. Just copy this. Once you run this clean package, now you see what will happen. The WAR file will be created. So see, this WAR file is created. Check this WAR file. May 25th. What is the time now? 4:03. See, just now it got created. Very good. Okay. Now, this Tomcat server also we will log in. Okay, guys. Because we just started the Tomcat server, the services will be down. So we need to bring it up. Now again, switch to root and then see the Tomcat server. So how to see etc/cat begin and start. Right? And if you see now, Tomcat is starting. Okay, ps -grep. Okay, this is started for you. Now, you can run this deploy command. So if you see the current URL, it is giving you this thing. Welcome to TVS group, to our DevOps class. You have successfully completed this. The current URL shows you this. But the IP got changed, so I have to copy the new IP. So it is the current URL is showing you welcome to TVS group. No problem. But then what we did in our source code,
LWPS.
we already changed the LWP length, right?
Yeah.
Now what you have to do, this new thing should come here as per our diagram. This is changed here. So first developer has changed where here. First they changed here in the local. Then they pushed it here. Now it came here. Now you built it. The var file got created. Now this var file should be copied here, right? So that this customer can see the new change. Okay, so where it is should be copied, which folder? What is the path of that folder where it should be copied? Web apps. This is the path. Here, this path, this is Tomcat home. This is the path where you should be copied. Now, currently, this is copied. Now, what you will do, you will run the command called Maven tomcat7 deploy. This command you will run. Now, once you run this tomcat7 deploy, now see what will happen. Here you see deploy. So what it is doing, it is deploying the var file to this. Now, if you go to the website and you see it got changed to LWP. So what we have done the deployment part with the help of Maven. So in your company, you will be also doing this. A lot of times developers will do something and then there will be a deployment time where you will be deploying the changes. How will you deploy? This so easy command, right? Maven deploy, Maven deploy. DevOps engineers will do this easy task only later. But then before you have to do the build activity, the build of the servers and all those things, that is the toughest part. Once that is all done, then the other task will be the operation task is easy only. Just running some command. Okay, but then architecture should be clear to all of you, right? The architecture should be clear because if there is some failure, you will go and deploy it to the production server. So development Java, which is not yet tested correctly, you will push it to the production where the actual customers will go and do the changes, which is like bad. So you should know those things. That the development var file I should deploy to the development server only, not to the production server. Okay, all these things you will be able to manage with the help of pom.xml. Because in the pom.xml only we are giving the URL. This can be a development URL or a production URL or a stage URL based on the artifact, based on the git clone which you are doing. You are cloning the development branch or the master branch. Based on that, you will be doing it. Git branch. You are copying. It is master, that's why you are doing it in the production. So this is what the project is, guys. So now again, you can change something here. See, again, I can change something. LWP labs. Welcome. Okay, suppose Akash and Reza, and I will save it. I will run git add dot, git commit dot, git push. Okay, done. Now I will go to the server. I will do git pull here. Why? Because the new change I have pushed to the here. Now that needs to be pulled here. Now I've done a pull. Now I will run this command. Here now I will not run clean package separate. I will run here like this. Clean Tomcat 7 deploy together. Once I run this, anyway, if you know the life cycle, what I am saying, if you run deploy, it doesn't mean just deploy. It will do all these things and finally come to deploy. Okay. So now you can run this command and it will do a deployment. And things will change. See now, go to the website, refresh it, change. So this is a simple project which we have done with the help of Maven part 2. What is the batch number, guys? Where I will share the document. Can anybody ping in the batch
36.
number?
36.
36. Okay. So these are the documents. So today we are doing this particular thing. Here there is only one server, that's why it is so easy. Okay. But in company, there will not be only just one server, right? There will be multiple servers here also, here also. Then what you will do, you will use something called Ansible. So, and then you will use Jenkins here. So Jenkins will pull it, build it, and use Ansible to deploy it to the multiple servers. So Ansible will be now like a delivery agent or that event manager, which is like going to copy the car from the assembly unit to multiple showrooms so that multiple customers can see that. Okay. So we will try to do that architecture later, but we are now currently in this. Okay. I'll forward you this document as well. Okay. Thank you guys. Let's meet. Tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, good night.
Bye.